1Chronicles1. Adam, Seth, Enosh. Kenan, Mahalalel, Jared. Enoch, Methuselah, Lamech, Noah. The sons of Noah, Shem, Ham and Japheth. The sons of Japheth, Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshech and Tiras. The sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, Riphath and Togarmah. The sons of Javan, Elisha, Tarshish, the Kittim and the Rodanim. The sons of Ham, Cush, Mizraim, Put and Canaan. The sons of Cush, Seba, Havilah, Sabta, Ramah and Sabteka. The sons of Ramah, Sheba and Dedan. Cush was the father of Nimrod, who grew to be a mighty warrior on earth. Mizraim was the father of the Ludites, Anamites, Leabites, Naphtuhites, Pathrusites, Casluhites, from whom the Philistines came, and Caphtorites. Canaan was the father of Sidon his firstborn, and of the Hittites, Jebusites, Amorites, Girgashites, Hivites, Archites, Sinites, Arvadites, Zemarites and Hamathites. The sons of Shem, Elam, Ashur, Arphaxad, Lud and Aram. The sons of Aram, Uzi, Hul, Gether and Meshech. Arphaxad was the father of Shelah, and Shelah the father of Eber. 2 sons were born to Eber, one was named Peleg, because in his time the earth was divided, his brother was named Joktan. Joktan was the father of Almadad, Shalef, Hazarmaveth, Jerah, Hadaram, Uzal, Diklah, Obal, Abimael, Sheba, Ophir, Havilah and Jobab. All these were sons of Joktan. Shem, Arphaxad, Shelah, Eber, Peleg, Ru, Serug, Nahor, Terah, and Abram, that is, Abraham. The sons of Abraham, Isaac and Ishmael. These were their descendants: Nebaioth the firstborn of Ishmael, Kedar, Adbeel, Mibsam, Mishma, Duma, Massa, Hadad, Tema, Jetur, Naphish and Kedemah. These were the sons of Ishmael. The sons born to Keturah, Abraham's concubine, Zimran, Jokshan, Medan, Midian, Ishbak and Shua. The sons of Jokshan, Sheba and Dedan. The sons of Midian, Ephah, Epher, Hanok, Abida and Eldah. All these were descendants of Keturah. Abraham was the father of Isaac. The sons of Isaac, Esau and Israel. The sons of Esau, Eliphaz, Ruel, Jush, Jalam and Korah. The sons of Eliphaz, Taman, Omar, Zepho, Gatam and Kenas, by Timnah, Amalek. The sons of Ruel, Nahath, Zerah, Shammah and Mizah. The sons of Seir, Lawton, Shobal, Zibeon, Anna, Dishan, Ezer and Dishon. The sons of Lawton, Hori and Homam. Timnah was Lawton's sister. The sons of Shobal, Alvan, Manahath, Ebal, Shepho and Onam. The sons of Zibeon, Aya and Anna. The son of Anna, Dishan. The sons of Dishan, Hemdan, Eshban, Ithran and Karen. The sons of Ezer, Bilhan, Zavan and Akan. The sons of Dishon, Uzi and Aaron. These were the kings who reigned in Edom before any Israelite king reigned: Bela son of Beer, whose city was named Dinhabah. When Bela died, Jobab son of Zerah from Bozrah succeeded him as king. When Jobab died, Husham from the land of the Temanites succeeded him as king. When Husham died, Hadad son of Bedad, who defeated Midian in the country of Moab, succeeded him as king. His city was named Avith. When Hadad died, Samlah from Masrekah succeeded him as king. When Samlah died, Shaul from Rehoboth on the river succeeded him as king. When Shaul died, Baalhanan son of Akbor succeeded him as king. When Baalhanan died, Hadad succeeded him as king. His city was named Pau, and his wife's name was Mehetabel daughter of Matred, the daughter of Mezahab. Hadad also died. The chiefs of Edom were Timnah, Alva, Jethath, Oholibamah, Elah, Pinion, Kenas, Taman, Mibzar, Magdiel and Iram. These were the chiefs of Edom. 1Chronicles3. These were the sons of David born to him in Hebron. The firstborn was Amnon the son of Ahinoam of Jezreel, the second, Daniel the son of Abigail of Carmel. The third, Absalom the son of Maacah daughter of Talmai king of Geshur. The fourth, Adonijah the son of Haggith. The fifth, Shephatiah the son of Abital, and the sixth, Ithream, by his wife Eglah. These 6 were born to David in Hebron, where he reigned for 7 years and 6 months. David reigned in Jerusalem for 33 years. And these were the children born to him there, Shammua, Shobab, Nathan, and Solomon. These 4 were by Bathsheba daughter of Ammiel. There were also Ibhar, Elishua, Eliphalet, Noga, Nepheg, Japhia, Elishama, Eliada, and Eliphalet 9 in all. All these were the sons of David, besides his sons by his concubines. And Tamar was their sister. Solomon's son was Rehoboam, Abijah his son, Asa his son, Jehoshaphat his son, Jehoram his son, Ahaziah his son, Joshua's son, Amaziah his son, Azariah his son, Jotham his son, Ahaz his son, Hezekiah his son, Manasseh his son, Amon his son, Josiah his son. The sons of Josiah, Johanan the firstborn, Jehoiakim the second son, Zedekiah the third, Shallum the fourth. The successors of Jehoiakim, Jehoiakim his son, and Zedekiah. The descendants of Jehoiakim the captive, Shealtiel his son, Malchiram, Pedaiah, Shenazar, Jechemiah, Hoshama, and Nedabiah. The sons of Pedaiah, Zerubbabel and Shimi. The sons of Zerubbabel, Meshullam and Hananiah. Shelomith was their sister. There were also 5 others, Hashubah, Ohol, Berechiah, Hasadiah, and Jushab-Hezd. The descendants of Hananiah, Pelatiah and Jeshaiah, and the sons of Rephaiah, of Arnan, of Obadiah, and of Shechaniah. The descendants of Shechaniah, Shemaiah and his sons, Haddish, Igal, Bariah, Neariah, and Shaphat 6 in all. The sons of Neariah, Elioenai, Hizkiah, and Azrikam 3 in all. The sons of Elioenai, Hodaviah, Eliashib, Peliah, Akub, Johanan, Deliah, and Anani 7 in all.
Mark 15. Very early in the morning, the chief priests, with the elders, the teachers of the law and the whole Sanhedrin, reached a decision. They bound Jesus, led him away and turned him over to Pilate. "Are you the king of the Jews?" asked Pilate. "Yes, it is as you say," Jesus replied. The chief priests accused him of many things. So again Pilate asked him, "Aren't you going to answer? See how many things they are accusing you of." But Jesus still made no reply, and Pilate was amazed. Now it was the custom at the feast to release a prisoner whom the people requested. A man called Barabbas was in prison with the insurrectionists who had committed murder in the uprising. The crowd came up and asked Pilate to do for them what he usually did. "Do you want me to release to you the king of the Jews?" asked Pilate, knowing it was out of envy that the chief priests had handed Jesus over to him. But the chief priests stirred up the crowd to have Pilate release Barabbas instead. "What shall I do then, with the one you call the king of the Jews?" Pilate asked them. "Crucify him," they shouted. "Why? What crime has he committed?" asked Pilate. But they shouted all the louder, "Crucify him." Wanting to satisfy the crowd, Pilate released Barabbas to them. He had Jesus flogged, and handed him over to be crucified. The soldiers led Jesus away into the palace, that is, the praetorium, and called together the whole company of soldiers. They put a purple robe on him, then twisted together a crown of thorns and set it on him. And they began to call out to him, "Hail, King of the Jews!" Again and again they struck him on the head with a staff and spat on him. Falling on their knees, they paid homage to him. And when they had mocked him, they took off the purple robe and put his own clothes on him. Then they led him out to crucify him. A certain man from Cyrene, Simon, the father of Alexander and Rufus, was passing by on his way in from the country, and they forced him to carry the cross. They brought Jesus to the place called Golgotha, which means the place of the skull. Then they offered him wine mixed with myrrh, but he did not take it. And they crucified him. Dividing up his clothes, they cast lots to see what each would get. It was the 3rd hour when they crucified him. The written notice of the charge against him read, the King of the Jews. They crucified 2 robbers with him, one on his right and one on his left. No verse found, but some manuscripts include here words similar to Luke 22 verse 37. Those who passed by hurled insults at him, shaking their heads and saying, "So, you who are going to destroy the temple and build it in 3 days, come down from the cross and save yourself." In the same way the chief priests and the teachers of the law mocked him among themselves. "He saved others," they said, "but he can't save himself. Let this Christ, this King of Israel, come down now from the cross, that we may see and believe." Those crucified with him also heaped insults on him. At the 6th hour darkness came over the whole land until the 9th hour. And at the 9th hour Jesus cried out in a loud voice, "Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani?" Which means, my God, why have you forsaken me?" When some of those standing near heard this, they said, "Listen, he's calling Elijah." One man ran, filled a sponge with wine vinegar, put it on a stick, and offered it to Jesus to drink. "Now leave him alone. Let's see if Elijah comes to take him down," he said. With a loud cry, Jesus breathed his last. The curtain of the temple was torn in 2 from top to bottom. And when the centurion, who stood there in front of Jesus, heard his cry and saw how he died, he said, "Surely this man was the Son of God." Some women were watching from a distance. Among them were Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James the younger and of Joses, and Salome. In Galilee these women had followed him and cared for his needs. Many other women who had come up with him to Jerusalem were also there. It was preparation day, that is, the day before the Sabbath. So as evening approached, Joseph of Arimathea, a prominent member of the council, who was himself waiting for the kingdom of God, went boldly to Pilate and asked for Jesus' body. Pilate was surprised to hear that he was already dead. Summoning the centurion, he asked him if Jesus had already died. When he learned from the centurion that it was so, he gave the body to Joseph. So Joseph bought some linen cloth, took down the body, wrapped it in the linen, and placed it in a tomb cut out of rock. Then he rolled a stone against the entrance of the tomb. Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of Joses, saw where he was laid.
Proverbs 19. Better a poor man whose walk is blameless than a fool whose lips are perverse. It is not good to have zeal without knowledge, nor to be hasty and miss the way. A man's own folly ruins his life, yet his heart rages against the Lord. Wealth brings many friends, but a poor man's friend deserts him. A false witness will not go unpunished, and he who pours out lies will not go free. Many curry favor with a ruler, and everyone is the friend of a man who gives gifts. A poor man is shunned by all his relatives, how much more do his friends avoid him? Though he pursues them with pleading, they are nowhere to be found. He who gets wisdom loves his own soul, he who cherishes understanding prospers. A false witness will not go unpunished, and he who pours out lies will perish. It is not fitting for a fool to live in luxury, how much worse for a slave to rule over princes. A man's wisdom gives him patience, it is to his glory to overlook an offense. A king's rage is like the roar of a lion, but his favor is like dew on the grass. A foolish son is his father's ruin, and a quarrelsome wife is like a constant dripping. Houses and wealth are inherited from parents, but a prudent wife is from the Lord. Laziness brings on deep sleep, and the shiftless man goes hungry. He who obeys instructions guards his life, but he who is contemptuous of his ways will die. He who is kind to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will reward him for what he has done. Discipline your son, for in that there is hope, do not be a willing party to his death. A hot-tempered man must pay the penalty, if you rescue him, you will have to do it again. Listen to advice and accept instruction, and in the end you will be wise. Many are the plans in a man's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. What a man desires is unfailing love, better to be poor than a liar. The fear of the Lord leads to life, then one rests content, untouched by trouble. The sluggard buries his hand in the dish, he will not even bring it back to his mouth. Flog a mocker, and the simple will learn prudence, rebuke a discerning man, and he will gain knowledge. He who robs his father and drives out his mother is a son who brings shame and disgrace. Stop listening to instruction, my son, and you will stray from the words of knowledge. A corrupt witness mocks at justice, and the mouth of the wicked gulps down evil. Penalties are prepared for mockers, and beatings for the backs of fools.